All right, before I get to the rest of the video, I just want to show y'all how I replaced this line right here. So for this part, take this clamp off. This is your low side port right here. Take this clamp off. You just stick a flathead through that little nip thing right there and pry it off with your finger or pry it open with your finger. Then you take a 13mm socket, take that off of the condenser. Take these two bolts off right here to lift this up just to get the line through. Take off the 4 mounting bolts for the compressor. One right there, one right there. You can get those from the top right there, and then you can get the bottom two if you lift the car up and then take the passenger side wheel off. You can just get a long extension with a 15mm socket and get the bottom two bolts for the compressor. Once you do that, the compressor will be able to drop down and sit on top of the subframe. Once you have that, lift up the front of the car, jack stand on this side, jack stand on that side. You'll take your jack stand or a motorcycle jack or whatever, support the bottom of the subframe, and then what you'll do is you'll back off the back bolts of the subframe until you have like a couple of threads still on, and you'll take the front bolts all the way off. And to get to the front bolts, you got to drop the sway bar. Sway bar. So you drop the sway bar down, the two on this side, two on this side, the 4 mounting bolts. Just let it hang, drop it down. Then you can get to the 2 front bolts of the subframe. Once you lower the jack or the motorcycle jack or whatever you had to support the weight of the subframe, you'll drop it down all the way, and then it'll drop down enough to where you can just get in here. The compressor will fall down low enough so you can just get in here from the side with this wheel off and just get that bolt for the line that you got to take off. So if you want to change that line, when I'll show you over here where the bolt is and how it mounts up like this. So the bolt that goes through there, that's going to be on the side of the compressor, and that's how it basically bolts up. This is a 13mm bolt, by the way. But you can't get to that bolt until you basically lower the subframe down as far as you can go while it's still bolted up to the car, and you can get enough space to slide your extension through and get it in pretty much. So this is just a flathead and your little fingers to pry that clamp off, and then this line will just pull right off. That's a 13mm. All the bolts that mount the compressor to the engine are 15mm, and then the bolt that holds that line, it just goes like this and then like that. The bolt that holds that line is a 13mm. Once you do that, torque everything back up, torque up your subframe, torque up your sway bar, and then put your wheel back on, and you're pretty much good to go. So, okay, now let's get to the video. This is how you hook up one of these vacuum pumps to a C6 Corvette. Obviously, you have the low side port over here. You just take off this cap that's on it, and you pull this little clamp back. It's like a quick connect. Pull the clamp back, quick connect on there. And right now, I'm just pulling the vacuum on the low side. You can see I'm almost at -30. Right there, so I'm trying to get to that number right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this open and leave that open, and I'm going to just turn this pump off, and then I'm supposed to check it, maybe let it sit for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then if this goes back up, it means I have a leak somewhere. I'm hoping I don't, because this line right here was leaking before. I just installed this new one. It's the same line, this one and that one, same line, just 2 different sections of it, but that's a new one right there. I just installed it, so I'm checking for leaks right now, and this is a brand new vacuum pump, so I'm hoping it won't, last me or cause me any trouble. But one thing I don't know is if you're supposed to leave this open or closed or not. I don't know what you're supposed to do with this. I'm not sure. So I'm really not sure if I'm supposed to leave that on or not. But it doesn't. Oh, never mind. That let in atmosphere. Fuck. Oh no. Let in atmosphere. Oh shit, I can't get it back on now. There we go. Okay, I didn't mean to do that then. Damn it, I restarted. Okay, now I know. Don't open that. Leave this closed. And let in atmosphere. So, we'll let that keep doing its thing. You can see the oil level. This one that I have from O'Reilly's rental. That part number, this is the rental one. It was $180 to rent it. Obviously, you just take it back when you're done and get your $180 back. And it came with the whole thing of oil. And this took the whole thing of oil. So I just followed the instructions right here that I use to add the oil and check it. See if I can get that glare to go away. Kind of can't. There we go. You can check it right there. So I did these steps or whatever, and that's where I'm starting for it now. Okay, so I was doing it wrong before. You're supposed to let it run, pump it down to 30, and then you close the manifold gauge or manifold valve, and then you turn the pump off and just let it sit like that. So right now we are right at the first line above 30. That's where it was about 15 minutes ago. What I plan on doing is just letting it sit for like an hour and see if it goes back up to 0. Okay, I don't know if I'm going crazy or not, but I let it sit for about 40 minutes to an hour, and it looks like this shit hasn't moved from that line. Like it looks like it's like if it has moved, it looks like it's barely moved, but my eyes are like deceiving me, you know? Because like when I look at it with both eyes, it looks like it's in between. But when I close my eye and I line it up, it looks like it's right on that money. But let me look at the camera and see. It looks like it's still in the same spot, you know? Yeah, it hasn't moved. So it looks like we have no leaks in the AC system. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on all the way. I'm gonna pull a vacuum while I am at the gym, and then I'm gonna go buy some Freon and fill it up, man. So let's go ahead and take care of it. So let's go ahead and plug this back up. I had it unplugged, and looks like it's good to go. If it does end up having a leak, I'll put some dye in it. I gotta put some oil in there anyway, because that I don't know how much oil was in this line or whatever. But I'll put a little bit of oil in there, to kind of replace that, and then we'll just go from there. I'm not sure what it's gonna be, but I'll just pull like a little bit just to be on the safe side. All right, so from what I understand, I'm gonna add a little bit of this just to replace what was in the line, the oil that was in the line. So I'm gonna add probably not even like a little bit, bro. Like maybe right where that certified ends, I'll add just enough to come down to like right there. But this is just the oil for the system and then some dye that's in it. So from what I saw online, you're supposed to basically hook up the high side, obviously just pull the vacuum normal, like with the other stuff, but you'll just hook up this extra. I mean, you're supposed to, I guess, have this right there, undo it from the manifold gauge, you keep this closed, and I think you're supposed to open this, and it's supposed to pull the vacuum from there while it's pulling a vacuum. I don't see it. It's not doing anything. Oh. It's pulling the vacuum now. Yep. Alright. So I'll do that real quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and see, this isn't like a smooth little hole right here. So I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna get that in there. All right, I figured something out. All I did was, since this was sucking out, I just dipped this in here and I tilted it and I got some on there pretty much. So that's how we took care of this part right here. But as you can see, I'm right around the certified level. That's exactly what I wanted to suck out, and I'm done. So no more than that. I'm getting ready to start it back up. So I went ahead and zip tied my my flaps shut. I zip tied them. I just took 3 medium-sized zip ties. I think it's like 8 inches long or something like that, whatever it is. I forgot, but 7 inches, something like that. I just took 3 of them, wrapped it around the actual thing, right? And then just wrapped it around this big part right here, coming around like that. Zip tied it shut, and that closed up that valve, and the same thing on this side, and just closed up that valve. So now we just got the outers that are still open, obviously, and then it should be a lot quieter starting up and running with these closed. Now I can let it run for a long time while I'm doing the AC and you know, recharging with the Freon and stuff, and we should be good to go. But I want to take care of this first because it is a lot quieter with these valves closed. I usually don't close them when I'm just driving it normally, but I can do this sometimes when I'm doing something like this. So all right, so I have my scale right here. I'm measuring in ounces right there. I'm gonna measure 1 can, and we're at 15.5 ounces. So that means that we are 3.5 ounces off. That means that this can empty alone by itself is 3.5 ounces. So I will just dump this whole can in there since it's only 12 ounces. And I need to get to 18, so that means I need to get 5 ounces out of here. So when this comes down to 10.5, basically, I'll know that I've dumped 5 ounces out of this, and I've dumped a whole can of this. That means that I am 18 ounces in, which is full. And that will be all the refrigerant that it needs. You can see on the passenger side right here, it tells you what kind of Freon it takes, R134. and it has the whole little warning stuff and all that stuff right there. So I have that closed, and I have this blue one closed. I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna tap this line right here and add that to that line. Oh shit. So I'm gonna put this on here and we'll hook up. I gotta do it with, hold on. All right. So let's go ahead and purge this. So I'll screw this in to open it up. This will push in the valve that's in the can. We'll open it up, make it free flowing. So now this whole line is purging with R134, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get all this, put that right there. Remember, I have this closed. I have this closed and that closed, so nothing's gonna get through. So I'll take this off right here so I can purge it. And then we'll close it back up. So just take my little finger and I will just press on that. Hold on. Get the air out of the line like that. And that's it. No more air in the line, it's just Freon now. And I saw because my finger was getting a little green color on it. So now I'm gonna start it up and I will open these two valves up and start adding Freon. So let's do it. Let's go ahead and start it up and turn everything on. Now what I'm gonna do is I'll start it up, I'll turn the AC on, I'll explain it in the car. So roll my windows down real quick. All right. So I'll start it up and I'll turn the AC on. I'll turn the fan all the way up. I'll turn it all the way to cold on both sides. And I'll turn the circulation on. I'll turn everything on to get everything running. Then I'll go ahead and start adding Freon. I'll open up the one at the low side port, and I'll open up the one on the gauge up there. Open both of them up. And then I'll just start adding Freon. It'll start sucking Freon through in the glass and we'll go from there. So start it up. How do I turn that off? I don't get it. I want to turn off. Oh, here we go. Duh. Okay, sorry. Alright. Alright, here we go. Turn it all the way to cold. Alright. Let's start adding Freon. Real quick, I'm gonna switch this up to only the top part. Here we go. Now I'm going to the top. All right, perfect. We'll go ahead and start adding some Freon. So I'll open this up all the way. Get that open. You see the gauge going down. Now we're going to start adding some Freon. So open this up real quick. I just heard the compressor kick on. You see my pressure went up. So I'm gonna add this whole can. The can is cold as hell right now. You can't see it, but it's kind of like the frosting right now. So the compressor just came on. So I'll add this whole can right here. You can see the Freon going through like that. So and tilt this upside down and just add the whole can. when this stops being cold, this can, when it's not cold anymore, that's when I'll know that it's empty. Just like that. Remember, I don't even have the high side, the high side hooked up, so as you can see, this is the high side port right here, and that's the line that goes right here. I don't even have it hooked up, it's still in the can, so nothing for it. We'll keep on going, fill this all the way up, and I'll go check in here real quick and fill the air. See, it's blowing kind of cold right now, but it's not as cold as it should be, so I'll keep on going. Oh shit, that's getting tough. It's still cold at the bottom, so that means I still got some Freon left in there, so I'll keep on going until I get it all the way out. Okay, it's not cold anymore. It's starting to feel empty, so I don't know if you can hear me too well. I'm trying to talk as loud as I can so you can hear me, but I'll try to keep this short. All right, so I think it's empty. The can's not cold anymore. So I'll go ahead and close this up. As you can see, I'll turn it that way. So I'll close this up real quick. All the way. All right, and I'll go ahead and close this up as well. Turn it the other way. All right, I'll go ahead and take this can off real quick. Let me take this off real quick, hold on. Remember, you gotta unscrew this real quick before you take it off. So I'm just screwing this all the way out. Now we'll let this go. I wanna measure it. We should be at like 3.5. Oh shit. Oh, I did it backwards. Anyway, 3.5. So that means that this can is empty. So now I gotta dump this down until this is down to 10.5, and then we're done. So let's go ahead and do this part. Now I'm gonna go ahead and check my pressure. I have that tie on there. That means that that's good to go. So let me go ahead and purge this valve again. So I'm gonna go ahead and purge this real quick to get the air out of there that just got in there when I unhooked it. And I'm gonna go ahead and press on it. All right, that's all out. So we'll go ahead and put this back on. And we're good to go. Let's get after it. So now I want to see what kind of pressure I have. So it should be at like 20, I think it's 22 to 30 something. So let's go ahead and open this all the way up. Let's see what kind of pressure I got. So right now I'm close to 40. All right. Let's see if we're blowing cold or not. And we are. It's blowing really cold. So I'm gonna cut the video off real quick because I want to double check. what that pressure is supposed to be. So hold on 1 second. You see there's no Freon coming through. So I'm gonna go ahead and move the can like this, tilt it upside down. And now you see the Freon going through. About 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So I'll go ahead and set it down real quick. I'll close this up. Now go ahead and close this up. And now I want to see what I'm measuring out to. So I'll go ahead and close this up real quick. Oh yeah, open this up actually. Oh, look at that slider, wow. Alright, cool. Open it up all the way. Alright, so I'm looking to get this to 10.5. Okay, we're at 12, so I'm gonna do 10 more seconds. All right, so we're at 9.7. I leaked a little bit out while trying to get this off, but we're at 9.7, so I think we're close to 10. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop from there. I'm done with it. I'm gonna go ahead and check my pressure and see where I'm at right now. So I got this closed off right here. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up to check my pressure. and I'll see where I'm at. And we're right above 35. I think that's gonna call it good. And when I go and touch this, it is ice cold in here. Ice fucking cold, yo. So I'm gonna turn the AC down all the way to the first number, right there. And I'll turn it down, I'll turn the circulation off. So now we have it like that. And I wanna see what it's at right now. So let's keep going. We're right at 35. I'm gonna call it good, y'all. I'm done. Let's go ahead and close this up. All the way. Let's go ahead and close this up. Oh, it's already closed actually? Yeah. So, all right. Close that up. And I'm done. Go ahead and pull this off. And we just press it down like that, put it on like a quick connect, put that to the side, I'll put that back on, and I'm done. All right. And that's it. It is fucking cold as hell in here. We got AC. That's how you do it. Peace.